Hello everyone, this is Brad and you're watching the Weekend News. Today is October 22nd and we've got quite a few stories to go through today. It was a very interesting week in technology. So the first story we've got today is from a company called DXG, and they have created what appears to be the cheapest 3D camcorder on the market. It's called the DXG 5F9V and it's a 3D camcorder and it also takes still photos in 3D. It's $299, which definitely cheaper than the high-end stuff, obviously. So it looks to be more of a consumer-focused 3D camcorder, and it's got a 3.2-inch LCD monitor, 128 megabytes of built-in memory, which is not enough for pretty much anything. Though obviously it does have an SD slot, so you can put more memory in. I believe it is limited to 32 gigabytes. It does 1920 by 1080, so you can do your 1080p video recording. For still photos, it does 5 megapixel, which, you know, in today's world is not that great. I mean, the new iPhone obviously does 8 megapixels, and you got the SLRs that do even higher than that. But, you know, 5 megapixels is still okay. It's, you know, it's not terrible. It's not mind-blowing either. But it's definitely, the price point is really what gets me. $299, that for me at least, that's a price point where it's considering buying it. I would want to see more information about it first, you know, maybe see some reviews, but it makes it interesting. It makes it affordable. And so this device is actually now available, so you can go out and purchase it if you wanted to. For me, I'm going to wait and read the reviews and, you know, see if it's worth it or not. I probably won't buy it anytime soon if I was to buy it, but I'm definitely going to wait on the reviews and see if it's even worth it or not. And this next one is definitely an instant buy. I want this thing so much. It is the Lytro Camera, and what it does is it lets you take a picture and then focus the picture after you've taken it. It's amazing. I saw early technology demonstrations of this, I believe it was earlier this year, and they were showing how you could have a picture and click on different spots of it and focus on that spot after the picture is taken. And now that has become a reality. It is a product coming out next year in an 8 gigabyte and 16 gigabyte model for $399 and $499. And the design of it's a little different. It's kind of weird looking, but the technology is amazing. It's just so cool. I don't know what to say. I am in awe, and I will be buying this as soon as I can, and hopefully getting a video up here on this channel once I have it in my hands and showing it and demonstrating it. And yeah, I mean, that's all there really is to say about it. It's a really simple little device. You know, it's just got a couple buttons. There's not, you know, no SLR type options. It's very small, a very tiny little screen. You know, you really got to turn it on, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture, turn it off. The little screen on the back is a touch screen, and it lets you refocus the image right on the screen. But, you know, it's a really tiny little screen, so you're probably going to want to load the pictures onto your computer and refocus on the computer. But yeah, I just can't wait. It's going to bring out some amazing pictures that focused after the fact, and it's going to be one of the, I think, one of the big products of 2012. And of course, how could we go a week without talking about Spotify? Spotify, in their infinite wisdom, launched a application for the BlackBerry device. They launched it for the 9780 Bold, 9700 Bold, 9300 Curve, 9000 Bold, and 8520 Curve, so you can have your Spotify music on the go with BlackBerry. And of course, if you can't tell, I'm a little annoyed about this news. They released it for BlackBerry, what was once the product to have for the corporate world, which is, you know, starting to dwindle down a little bit. Not many BlackBerries out there that there used to be. Some corporations are starting to go towards other devices like iPhones or Androids, but they launch it for BlackBerry, but they still don't launch it for Windows Phone. My Windows Phone is lonely. It wants Spotify. So please, Spotify, please grace Windows Phone 7 with your application. And keeping with the mobile phone news, next up we have the announcement of Android 4.0, aka Ice Cream Sandwich. I love the names that they always come up with. You know, you had Froyo, you got Gingerbread, and then you got Honeycomb, and now you got Ice Cream Sandwich. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, so they announced Android 4, which includes some features such as Android Beam, which lets you share information between multiple phones using NFC technology. You've got Face Unlock, which uses facial recognition to look at you and figure out, are you the person who has access to this phone, and unlocks the phone if you are. And lots of other behind the scenes changes, and of course a new look for the interface. So this is really nice. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out, and can it compete with iPhone 4S, which has pretty much kept the same look as it has since the original iPhone. I think it's going to do good. I think it's a great enhancement to Android. You know, it really brings out some new strengths, new features that you can't get anywhere else. So looking forward to seeing more about this in the future, and looking forward to trying out one of these devices. So next up, we have the news that Sony has finally announced the release date for the PlayStation Vita, the successor to the PlayStation Portable. They are saying the device will cost between $299 or $249. The $299 version will have 3G via the AT&T network, or the $249 will just be Wi-Fi only. And it's going to be coming out February 22nd, 2012. I think it's going to be an interesting device. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing more about it. I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I doubt I will. I had the PlayStation Portable. It was a nice device. You know, I had fun with it for a while, but I realized that I'm really not a mobile gamer. I have a Nintendo 3DS, and there are some fun games on it, and the 3D is just, you know, fun to do. I have Legend of Zelda, obviously. Everyone has to buy that game. And, you know, it's fun to play it, but I find myself in front of my console. I'll be playing a mobile game, and then later on, I'm back to the console. So, not really a mobile gamer. Interested to see what happens with this device, what kind of games we see. Usually, right after launch, there's not a whole lot to look forward to for a console or a mobile device. The lineup's usually obviously a little thin, but for obvious reasons. It's a brand new device. So, you know, we'll see what happens, see some of the videos that come out of this, and we'll see if it takes off or not. And the final story of the day is that the Portal 2 update coming out next year will include a better map editor. So this should be interesting for PC gamers. Again, we console gamers are left out of all the interesting DLC that Valve releases. You know, PlayStation, well, okay, I take that back. PlayStation gets some of the cool stuff. They get Steam, they get some of the DLC and custom maps that PC gamers get, but us Xbox 360 gamers are just, we don't get any of that stuff. It's a lockdown world. Microsoft just doesn't let us be included in the fun stuff. But for you PC gamers out there, you will get an easy to use in-game map editor that will let users design, build, and share their own single player and co-op test chambers with the community who will be able to view, play, and vote on them with a simple click. And those are words straight from Valve. So that's coming out early 2012, and that's going to be really interesting to see, and hopefully see some really cool maps come out of it. I'm looking forward to watching some videos on that. And that's it for this edition of the Weekend News. If you have any stories you'd like to see covered next weekend, please leave them in a comment, and we will review them and take them into consideration. Until next time, hope you have a great weekend. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you found it informative and/or entertaining, please click on the subscribe button to be notified of future video releases.